The moment Maya signed her name in blood, everything went cold. The candles turned blue. The room filled with a sound like thunder from deep underground. And somewhere inside her chest, something broke. She had just traded her soul to a demon. But how did a 25-year-old university graduate with dreams of becoming an artist end up in a mansion basement, cutting her palm and signing a contract with darkness? How did a girl who prayed every night end up binding herself to evil? The answer is simple, and it's the same answer that traps thousands of people every year. Desperation. Maya opened her eyes to the sound of her phone alarm screaming at 6 in the morning. She dragged herself off the thin mattress on the floor of her single room. She picked up her phone and saw 4 to 7 missed calls. The landlord. The microfinance bank. People she owed money to. Her bank app showed a balance that made her stomach turn. Insufficient funds. Another message from her landlord appeared on the screen. Maya, you owe 6 months' rent. Pay or pack out this week. She got up and lit her small kerosene stove because she had no money for cooking gas. The kettle had yesterday's tea leaves in it. She poured water over them again to make something that looked like tea. In the shared bathroom down the hall, she had to wait in line while her neighbor, Mama Chidi, gave her a look that could kill. Some of us pay our rent on time, Mama Chidi said loud enough for everyone to hear. Maya said nothing. She took her bucket bath with cold water because there was no electricity to heat it. She put on the same clothes from yesterday because they were the only clean ones she had. When she looked in her mirror, she saw a tired face with dark circles under the eyes. She was only 25 but looked much older. God, just one breakthrough, she whispered to herself. Just one. The bus to work was packed with bodies pressed against each other. The conductor shouted, "Move inside. Make space." Maya squeezed herself between 2 large women and held on as the vehicle moved through traffic. When she finally got to the restaurant where she worked, her manager, Auntie BC, was already angry. Maya, you are 10 minutes late. This is not your father's house. I'm sorry, Ma. The traffic was. I don't want to hear stories. Get to work. For the next 7 hours, Maya served customers who treated her like she was invisible. They snapped their fingers at her. You. Go. Come here. One man complained that his food was cold even though it wasn't. Auntie BC made her kneel down in front of the customer and apologize. I'm very sorry, sir. Please forgive me. The man still refused to pay the full bill. Auntie BC said the missing money would come from Maya's salary. Later that morning, a woman walked into the restaurant with her friends. Maya recognized her immediately. Jessica. They went to secondary school together. Jessica was wearing expensive clothes and gold jewelry. Her hair was freshly done from the salon. She looked like money. Hey, Maya? Is this you? Jessica said, loud enough for everyone to hear. You're working here as a waitress. Her friends whispered to each other and laughed behind their hands. I thought you were going to be a big artist or something, Jessica continued. What happened to you? Maya forced a smile on her face even though she wanted to disappear. Just managing. What can I get for you? Jessica ordered expensive food and left only 200 naira as tip on an 8,000 naira bill. Before she left, she took a photo near where Maya was standing. Later, Maya would see it on Instagram, ran into Maya today. Life show. Maya hid in the kitchen and cried for exactly 2 minutes. Then she washed her face and went back to work. The cook, Uncle Emeka, saw her red eyes. My daughter, this life is hard. But God will remember you one day. Maya wanted to believe him. She really did. At 2:30, she rushed out to catch another bus to her second job. She counted her coins carefully to pay the exact fare because the conductor had no change. She ate one meat pie on the way. That was all she could afford for lunch. On the bus, she made the mistake of checking social media. Her friends were posting photos of new cars and new houses. Her former roommate, Vanessa Chukwu, had posted a picture in front of an expensive shop. The caption said, God is good. Just signed my biggest contract. #blessed. Vanessa now had 52,000 followers. Maya hadn't spoken to her in over a year. She remembered when they shared a room in university and had nothing. Now Vanessa had everything, and Maya had less than nothing. Her second job was at a boutique in Lekki where rich people shopped. The owner, Madame Rose, was already upset when she arrived. You're late again. Do you want me to fire you? Madam, The traffic was very bad. I don't want to hear it. One more time and you're finished here. Maya spent the next 8 hours standing in painful heels because Madame Rose said all the shop attendants must look good. Her feet swelled. Her legs hurt. Around 8 in the evening, she accidentally dropped a box while arranging things. 2 bottles of expensive perfume broke on the floor. Madame Rose screamed, "Maya, do you know how much those cost? 145,000 naira each." "Madam, please, I didn't mean to. I'm taking it from your salary. All of it." That meant Maya would get no pay this month. None at all. The rich women who came into the shop treated her like furniture. They threw clothes on the floor and said, "Pick them up. That's your job." Maya smiled and said, "Yes, ma," every single time. At 10:45, when the shop was supposed to close, a big customer came in. Madame Rose told Maya she had to stay until the woman finished shopping. Maya didn't get home until almost 2 in the morning. She had to wake up again at 5:30. When she finally got to her room, she sat down with her small notebook and a calculator. By candlelight, because there was no electricity, she wrote down everything she owed. Landlord, 6 months rent. Microfinance bank loan. Money borrowed from Mema Chidi. Her sister's emergency loan. Her salary from both jobs, 65,000 naira per month. At this rate, it would take her 56 months to clear everything. Almost 4 years. And that was only if nothing else went wrong. No sickness. No emergency. Nothing. She put her head in her hands. 7 months ago, she had collapsed at work from malaria and exhaustion. The hospital bill almost killed her. Her sister had to borrow money from everyone they knew. Maya still hadn't paid her back. In the corner of her room sat her covered canvases. Her old art supplies with dried-up paint. Her university degree in a broken frame. She graduated with first-class honors 3 years ago. Everyone said she would be successful. Everyone said her time would come. Time hadn't come. She picked up her phone one more time and saw Vanessa Chukwu's Instagram again. The new shop. The new car. The comments from people saying, "Teach us your secret, and you're glowing, sis." Maya closed her eyes and whispered into the darkness. "I'll do anything. Anything. Just help me. I don't care what it takes anymore. I just need a way out of this hell." She opened her eyes, wiped her tears, and tried to sleep. Tomorrow would be another day of the same suffering. The next morning, Maya woke up to the same terrible routine. But as she sat on the crowded bus to work, squeezed between other tired workers, her phone buzzed with an email notification. The sender's name caught her eye, the Elevation Summit. She almost deleted it. These days, everyone is trying to scam people online. But something made her click it open. The email was beautifully designed, even though it loaded slowly on her cheap data plan. "Dear Maya Bello," it began. "We have been observing your journey. Your talent. Your struggle. Your strength despite impossible circumstances. You deserve more than what life has offered you. You are invited to an exclusive summit for exceptional individuals who are ready for transformation. The Elevation Summit. Date, this Saturday 7 p.m. Location, Lakeside Estate, Lekki Phase 1. This invitation has been extended to only 50 carefully selected individuals nationwide. Your sponsor, Vanessa Chakwu. All transportation, refreshments, and expenses are fully covered. You need to bring nothing but yourself. Come as you are. Leave transformed. Your attendance has been reserved. Click to confirm. The benefactors. Maya read it 3 times. Her heart started beating faster. Vanessa? Her old roommate? They hadn't spoken in over a year. She felt suspicious immediately. This had to be one of those 419 scams. They probably wanted to kidnap people and harvest their organs or something. But she searched for Lakeside Estate on her phone. It was real. A very expensive place in Lekki Phase 1 where only rich people lived. She searched for Elevation Summit, but found nothing online. Her fingers moved before her brain could stop them. She called Vanessa. Vanessa answered on the first ring. "Maya. Oh my God. I was praying you would call." "Vanessa, did you send me some kind of invitation?" "Yes. Babe, I've been meaning to reach out to you for so long. This summit changed my entire life. Everything you see on my page, my shop, my car, my peace of mind, it all started from there. Maya felt her throat get tight. Vanessa, I can't afford to attend any. It's completely free. They cover everything. Maya, it's not about money. It's about potential. What do you have to lose? Just come for one evening. If you don't like it, you can leave. But I promise you, this will change everything. Maya wanted to believe her. She wanted to so badly it hurt. Remember when we were roommates? Vanessa continued. Remember how you used to say you would do anything for just one chance to show your talent? This is that chance, Maya. This is it. Please. Trust me. Maya looked around the packed bus. She smelled sweat and exhaust fumes. The woman next to her was eating a kara and Maya's stomach hurt from hunger. She thought about her empty room. The quit notice from her landlord. The 1,400,000 naira she owed. The fact that she was 25 years old and had absolutely nothing. Okay, she heard herself say. I'll come. Oh, Maya. Thank you. You won't regret this, I promise. After Vanessa hung up, Maya clicked the confirmation link in the email. The reply came immediately. Welcome, Maya. A driver will pick you up at 5 p.m. on Saturday from your address. Her address? She never gave them her address. A cold feeling went through her body, but she pushed it away. Maybe Vanessa gave them her address. That made sense. That had to be it. For the first time in months, Maya felt something strange in her chest. Hope. Dangerous, desperate hope. The next few days moved slowly. Maya went to work, served rude customers, stood on aching feet, came home exhausted. But something was different. She caught herself smiling. Auntie BC even noticed. Eh? Did you win lottery? Why are you happy? On Friday, Maya went to Yaba Market and spent her last 8,000 naira on a simple dress. It wasn't expensive, but it was decent. She couldn't meet these important people looking like a beggar. Saturday came. At 5 o'clock exactly, a black car with tinted windows pulled up outside her compound. The entire neighborhood came out to look. A man in a full suit stepped out and called her name. Miss Maya Bello? Every neighbor was staring now. Mama Chidi's mouth was hanging open. The driver opened the car door for Maya like she was somebody important. He handed her a gift bag with expensive perfume and chocolates inside. The car seats were leather. The air conditioning was so cold. There was even bottled water. As the car pulled away from her compound, Maya looked back and saw all the shocked faces. She saw Mama Chidi, the woman who insulted her every day, looking confused and jealous. Maya leaned back in the comfortable seat and closed her eyes. Thank you, God, she whispered. Finally, you heard me. They arrived at the mansion. It was the most beautiful place Maya had ever seen in her life. Tall white pillars stood at the entrance. The compound was bigger than her entire neighborhood back home. As she stepped out of the car, soft music played from somewhere inside. Young people in expensive clothes stood around talking and laughing. Everyone looked successful. Everyone looked happy. A woman in a red dress approached her with a bright smile. Welcome. You must be Maya. Please, come inside. Maya followed her through the massive front door. The inside took her breath away. Crystal lights hung from the ceiling. The floor was so shiny she could see her reflection. There were about 50 other people there, all around her age. They all looked like they had money. Then she saw Vanessa. Her old roommate looked completely different. Her skin was glowing. Her clothes probably cost more than Maya made in 6 months. She rushed over and hugged Maya tight. You came. Oh, Maya, I'm so happy you're here. Vanessa, this place, what is this? Come, let me introduce you to the hosts. Vanessa led her through the crowd to a man and woman standing near the center of the room. The man was about 35 old, tall, wearing an expensive suit. The woman next to him looked ageless. Maya couldn't tell if she was 30 or 50. She had the strangest eyes Maya had ever seen. Maya, Vanessa said, meet Clement and Celeste. They changed my life. Clement smiled and took Maya's hand. His grip was strong and cold. Maya Bello. First-class honors in fine arts. 2 jobs. 1,400,000 naira in debt. 6 months behind on rent. Maya's blood went cold. How do you know all that? We know everyone we invite, Celeste said. Her voice was soft but somehow made Maya's skin feel strange. We only choose people with real potential. People who are suffering not because they are lazy, but because the world has been unfair to them. Before Maya could respond, Clement clapped his hands loudly. The music stopped. Everyone turned to face him. Friends, please, let's move to the main hall. Dinner is ready. They all walked into an even bigger room. A long table was filled with more food than Maya had seen in months. Her stomach hurt just looking at it. When was the last time she ate a proper meal? After dinner, Clement stood up again. His voice filled the room. Tonight, you will witness something that will change how you see the world. Everything you were taught about success is a lie. Hard work? Prayer? Patience? Those things are for fools who want to stay poor forever. Some people laughed. Others looked confused. Maya felt her heart start to beat faster. Real power, Clement continued, comes from forces beyond this world. Forces that most people are too afraid to call on. But we are not most people, are we? He gestured for everyone to follow him. They all moved into another room. This one had no furniture. The floor had strange symbols painted on it in red. A large circle with a star inside it. Candles were placed all around the edges. The air felt heavy and cold. What is this? Maya whispered to Vanessa. Just watch. You'll understand. Clement and Celeste stood in the center of the circle. Celeste began speaking in a language Maya didn't recognize. The candles seemed to burn brighter even though no one touched them. The temperature in the room dropped so fast that Maya could see her own breath. Then she saw it. In the corner of the room, something was moving in the shadows. Something that wasn't human. It didn't have a clear shape, but Maya could feel it watching them. Watching her. Her whole body wanted to run, but her legs wouldn't move. Don't be afraid, Clement said, looking directly at her. This is our patron. Some call it a demon. We call it the benefactor. And it has the power to give you everything you've ever wanted. A woman from the group stepped forward. I had cancer 6 months ago. Stage 4. The doctor said I had 2 months to live. I made a deal with the benefactor. The next day, my tumor was gone. Completely gone. A man spoke next. My business was failing. I was about to lose everything. I performed the ritual Clement taught me. Within 1 week, my biggest competitor had a heart attack and died. I bought his company for almost nothing. Now I'm making millions. Another woman, I wanted my ex-husband to suffer for what he did to me. The benefactor granted my wish. He lost his job, his new wife left him, and last month he went mad. He's in a psychiatric hospital now, talking to himself. Maya felt sick. These people were talking about hurting others like it was normal. Like it was something to be proud of. Vanessa stepped forward and smiled at the crowd. I was nothing. I was broke, depressed, and worthless. Now look at me. I have everything. My shop. My car. My happiness. All because I wasn't afraid to ask the darkness for help. Clement walked slowly around the circle, looking at the 6 new people who had just arrived, including Maya. His eyes studied each of them like he was reading their souls. You 6 were chosen because you're desperate, he said. And desperate people make the best servants. You've prayed to God and nothing happened. You've worked hard and stayed poor. You've been good people and the world rewarded you with suffering. Maya felt tears come to her eyes because everything he said was true. The benefactor doesn't care if you're good or bad, Clement continued. It only cares if you're willing to serve. And in return, it gives you power. Real power, and bless you with wealth. Celeste held up a piece of paper. The writing on it seemed to move in the candlelight like it was alive. This is the contract. You sign it in your own blood. Tonight, you perform your first ritual. By morning, you will receive your first gift. Money. Success. Whatever you asked for. A young man next to Maya raised his hand. What's the catch? What do we have to give? Clement smiled. Every wish requires a payment. Small wishes need small sacrifices. Maybe an animal or something you treasure. Big wishes need bigger sacrifices. Maybe a relationship. Maybe a memory, eventually, a soul. The room went quiet. Maya's hands were shaking. But most of you won't get that far, Celeste added. Most of you will stop after you get your money and success. You'll make 1 or 2 small sacrifices and live happily ever after. Only the truly greedy go further. The 6 new people looked at each other. Maya could see the fear in their eyes, but she could also see something else. Hunger. The same desperate hunger she felt in her own chest. One man stepped forward immediately. "Where do I sign?" Then a woman. "Me too. I don't care what it costs." Then another man. "Give me the contract." 3 people signed within minutes. Maya and 2 others stood frozen, unable to move. Clement looked at them. "No pressure. You can think about it. But those who signed will receive their gifts by morning. And when you see what they get, you'll wish you had signed too." He turned to the 3 who signed. "Now, your first ritual. Each of you must make a wish and offer a sacrifice. Small ones for tonight. We'll start easy." Someone brought in a cage with a rabbit inside. The first man who signed picked up a knife from the table. "I wish for a promotion at my job," he said. Then he killed the rabbit with his bare hands. Blood spread across the floor inside the circle. The shadow thing in the corner seemed to grow bigger, darker. Maya wanted to look away but couldn't. The woman who signed took out her phone and pulled up photos of her family. "I wish to forget my trauma. All the pain from my past. I want it gone." She deleted every photo and then threw her phone into a metal bowl. Celeste poured something on it and set it on fire. As it burned, the woman's face went blank, like something had been erased from inside her head. The third man who signed began speaking words in that same strange language Celeste had used. Maya's ears started to hurt. She felt something warm running down the side of her face. When she touched it, her fingers came back red. Her ears were bleeding. "I wish for influence," the man said. "I want people to listen to me, to follow me, to do whatever I say." The shadow thing in the corner moved toward him and seemed to touch him for just a second. When it pulled back, the man's eyes looked different. Empty. Cold. Clement turned to Maya and the 2 others who hadn't signed. "Still thinking about it? That's fine. Let's give you time to rest and consider. We have rooms prepared for you upstairs. Sleep on it. We'll talk again in the morning." 2 men in suits appeared and led Maya down a long hallway to a bedroom. It was bigger than her entire room back home. A huge bed with soft sheets. A bathroom with hot water. Food and drinks on a table. "The door locks from the outside," one of the men said. "For your own safety. We'll come get you in the morning." The door closed. Maya heard the lock click. She was trapped. She ran to the window and looked out. They were on the 3rd floor. Too high to jump. Her phone had no signal. She tried the door again. Locked tight. Maya sat on the bed and started crying. What had she done? What was this place? Outside her door, she could hear chanting. The rituals were continuing. And that shadow thing, that benefactor, was getting stronger with every sacrifice. She thought about the 3 people who signed. The blood. The fire. The empty eyes. And she knew that by morning, they would come for her answer too. Maya couldn't sleep. She lay on the expensive bed staring at the ceiling, listening to the sounds from downstairs. Chanting. Strange music. Sometimes screaming. She didn't know if the screaming was from pain or pleasure, and that scared her even more. Around midnight, the sound stopped. Everything went quiet. Too quiet. Maya got up and tried the door again. Still locked. She went to the window and looked out at the dark compound. She opened her window as quietly as she could. The night air was cold. She climbed out slowly, holding onto the window frame. Her heart was beating so fast she thought it would jump out of her chest. "Don't look down," she told herself. "Don't look down." She edged along the narrow ledge, clinging to the wall until she reached the next window. It was slightly open. She pushed it wider and slipped inside. The room was dark and empty. A door led into a hallway she didn't recognize, lined with old paintings whose eyes seemed to follow her. She moved quietly, found a staircase, and went down. At the bottom, she stopped at a heavy wooden door. Voices murmured behind it. She opened it just enough to look inside. It was a library. Shelves full of old books reached up to the ceiling. In the center of the room, Clement sat at a desk writing in a large book. Celeste stood nearby, reading something. "The new ones are perfect," Clement was saying. "Especially that Maya girl. So much pain. So much hunger. She'll break easily." "The 3 who signed tonight will receive their gifts by morning," Celeste replied. "That will convince the others." "And if they still refuse?" Then we use them as sacrifices for the ones who did sign. Either way, the benefactor feeds. Maya's hands went cold. She wanted to run, but she needed to hear more. Clement closed the book he was writing in and stood up. How many does that make this year? Counting tonight? 147 souls. Good. The benefactor grows stronger. Soon we'll have enough power to open another branch in Abuja. They started walking toward the door. Maya ran back up the stairs as fast as she could without making noise. She found another room. This one looked like an office, and hid behind the door. After they passed, she came out and went into the library. The big book Clement had been writing in was still on the desk. She opened it. Page after page of names. Dates. Wishes people had made. And next to each name, what they had sacrificed. Maya's hand covered her mouth to stop herself from screaming. These people had killed. They had destroyed their own families. And the dates went back years. This had been going on for a very long time. She turned to the last page and saw something that made her blood stop. Vanessa Chukwu wished for business success. First sacrifice, her conscience. Second sacrifice, her ability to feel guilt. Third sacrifice, pending, must recruit 5 new members or offer her sister. Maya felt like she couldn't breathe. Vanessa hadn't brought her here to help her. She had brought Maya here as a sacrifice. To save herself. She kept reading. At the bottom of the page was a note in red ink. Special candidates for the basement. Maya Bello, David Obi. The basement? What basement? Maya heard footsteps coming back. She quickly closed the book and looked for somewhere to hide, but it was too late. The door opened. Clement stood there, staring at her. His face showed no surprise. It was like he had known she would come. Couldn't sleep, Maya? He asked calmly. That's understandable. Most people can't on their first night. Too many questions running through your mind. Let me go, Maya said, her voice shaking. I don't want any part of this. Just let me leave. Oh, Maya. You think it's that simple? You came here of your own free will. You wanted power. You wanted money. You wanted your suffering to end. Well, here's your chance. I didn't know what this was. You tricked me. Clement walked closer. We didn't trick anyone. We invited you to an opportunity. What you do with it is your choice. But you've seen too much now. You know our secrets. So now you have only 2 options. He held up 2 fingers. 1, sign the contract. Serve the benefactor. Get everything you ever wanted. He lowered 1 finger. 2, become the sacrifice for someone else's wish. Your death will help another person get their breakthrough. Either way, you're not leaving here the same way you came in. Maya tried to run, but 2 large men appeared from nowhere and grabbed her arms. They were too strong. She couldn't break free. Let me show you something, Clement said. Maybe it will help you decide. They dragged her down a different staircase, one that went deep underground. The air got colder with each step. Maya could hear water dripping somewhere in the darkness. At the bottom was a metal door. Clement opened it. The smell hit Maya first. Something rotten and wrong. Then she saw the room. 12 people sat in a circle on the floor. They wore dirty robes and their feet were chained to the walls. Their heads were bowed like they were praying. Candles burned all around them. In the center of their circle was a hole in the ground, completely black, like it went on forever. What is this? Maya whispered. This is where the truly devoted end up, Clement said. These 12 have been here for years. Some for 5 years. Some for 10. One has been here for 20 years. Why? What are they doing? Feeding the benefactor. Their life force drains into that pit day and night. It keeps the benefactor strong. It keeps our organization running. These are the people who couldn't pay their debts. One of the 12 people lifted their head. Maya saw their face and almost screamed. It was a woman, but she looked ancient. Her skin was gray. Her eyes were empty holes. Her mouth moved but no sound came out. That's Mrs. Adebayo, Clement said. She's only 35 years old. But she's been down here for 8 years. She wished for her husband's wealth when he died. She got it. Then she wished for her children to be successful. They became doctors and lawyers. Then she wished for eternal youth. That's when she learned the truth. Every wish has a price, and the prices get bigger. This is evil, Maya said. You're all evil. Evil is just a word people use when they're too weak to take what they want, Celeste said, appearing behind them. These people made choices. They wanted things. They got things. Now they pay. It's simple business. I won't do it. I won't sign anything. I won't be part of this. Clement looked at her for a long moment. Then he pulled out his phone and showed her the screen. It was a video playing live. Maya's younger sister, Zainab Bello, walking home from evening classes. A car was following her slowly. No, Maya said. No, please. That's our car, Clement said calmly. One phone call from me, and your sister joins us here. Tonight. We'll make her sign the contract. And if she refuses, well. He looked at the pit in the center of the room. There's always room for one more in the circle. Maya felt her knees go weak. The men holding her arms were the only thing keeping her standing. You're a monster. I'm a businessman. Now, here's my offer. You sign the contract tonight. You make your first wish and your first sacrifice. In exchange, your sister stays safe. We never contact her. She lives her normal life and never knows any of this existed. And if I refuse? Then we take her anyway. We'll take your whole family if we need to. Your father. Your aunties. Your cousins. The benefactor is always hungry, Maya. Always. We can feed it with you willingly, or we can feed it with everyone you love. Your choice. Maya looked at the 12 people in the circle. Their empty eyes. Their gray skin. Their silent mouths moving in endless prayer to something that was eating them alive. She thought about Zainab. Her baby sister who was only 19. Who wanted to be a nurse. Who still believed in good things. How do I know you'll keep your promise? Maya asked quietly. You don't. But you know what will happen if you refuse. So really, there's only one choice here. The men let go of her arms. Clement held out a piece of paper, the contract. It was covered in writing that seemed to move in the candlelight. At the bottom was a space for her signature. Do we have a deal? Clement asked. Maya looked at the contract. At the pit. At the 12 people who used to have dreams just like her. She thought about how she had prayed that night in her room. I'll do anything, she had said. Anything. She should have been more careful what she wished for. Her hand reached for the pen Clement was holding. But before she could take it, something happened. The lights went out. All of them. The entire mansion went completely dark. And in that darkness, something else woke up. Something that had been waiting for this exact moment. Something that was about to change everything. In the complete darkness, Maya heard Clement curse under his breath. Then she heard something else. A sound like wind rushing through the basement, but there was no wind. The candles around the 12 people in the circle went out one by one. What's happening? Celeste's voice came from somewhere to Maya's left. She sounded afraid for the first time. The binding, Clement said. Someone's breaking the binding. Maya didn't understand what they were talking about, but she knew this was her chance. She dropped to the floor and crawled away from where Clement and Celeste were standing. Her hands touched cold stone. She moved as fast as she could in the darkness. Behind her, she heard the 12 people in the circle start to make sounds. Not words. Just sounds. Like they were waking up from a very long sleep. One of them started screaming. Lights came back on suddenly. But they were dim and red, like emergency lights. Maya was halfway up the stairs. She got to her feet and ran. Stop her! Clement shouted. She heard footsteps chasing her. She reached the top of the stairs and kept running through hallways she didn't recognize. Left. Right. Another left. She was completely lost, but she didn't care. She just needed to get away. She ran into a room and slammed the door behind her. There was a lock. She turned it. Fists started pounding on the door immediately. Maya, don't be stupid. Clement shouted from the other side. There's nowhere to go. We own this entire compound. Maya looked around the room. It was some kind of office. Papers everywhere. More books. A window, but it was barred. She was trapped again. Then she saw it. A laptop computer sitting open on the desk. The screen was on. She ran to it and saw it was connected to the internet. Her hands were shaking as she opened the browser and tried to search for help. But before she could type anything, A video call window popped up on the screen. Someone was calling. The name on the screen said Father Benedict. Without thinking, Maya clicked accept. An old man's face appeared. He was wearing priest clothes. He had kind eyes and gray hair. "Who are you?" he asked, looking surprised. "Where is Clement?" "Please help me," Maya said quickly. "I'm trapped here. They want to make me sign a contract with a demon. There are people in the basement who—" "Slow down, my daughter. You're at the lakeside mansion?" "Yes. Please, you have to call the police or—" "The police can't help you there. That place is protected by very dark powers." The priest leaned closer to his camera. "Listen to me carefully. My name is Father Benedict. I've been investigating Clement and his organization for 2 years. Are you hurt?" "Not yet, but—" The pounding on the door got louder. She heard Clement say, "Break it down." "They're coming," Maya said, crying now. "Please, what do I do?" "How many people are there tonight?" "Maybe 50. And there are 12 people chained up in the basement feeding some kind of demon through a pit." Father Benedict's face went pale. 12? Dear God. "Listen, Maya. I'm going to help you, but you need to do exactly what I say. Do you understand?" "Yes." "First, do you see any religious symbols in that room? A cross? A Bible? Anything?" Maya looked around quickly. On the shelf behind her, she saw a Bible. It looked very old. "There's a Bible." "Good. Take it. Hold it close to you. These demons can't stand the word of God." Maya grabbed the Bible just as the door started to crack. They were breaking through. "Now listen," Father Benedict said urgently. "Clement has to follow rules. Ancient rules. He can't force you to sign the contract. You have to do it willingly. As long as you refuse, you have power over him. Do you understand?" "But he said he'll hurt my sister if I don't sign." "He's lying. If he kills your sister without your permission, the benefactor will punish him. These demons work on contracts. Everything must be willing. He needs your signature to have real power over you." The door burst open. Clement and 3 men rushed in. They stopped when they saw the laptop screen with Father Benedict's face on it. Clement's expression changed. "Father. What a surprise." "Let her go, Clement," the priest said firmly. "She came here willingly. She's our guest. She's your prisoner. And you know the law. She has to choose freely." Clement looked at Maya. His eyes were cold and hard. "Fine. She can choose. But she should know the full truth before she decides." He walked over to the laptop and turned it so both Maya and Father Benedict could see the screen. Then he pulled out his phone and played another video. It showed Maya's father. He was at home, sleeping. The timestamp on the video said it was happening right now, live. "Your father has a weak heart, doesn't he, Maya?" Clement said softly. "One phone call from me, and my people go into that house. They don't have to hurt him. They just have to scare him badly enough. His heart will do the rest." "You're a monster," Father Benedict said from the laptop. "I'm a businessman offering a trade." Maya signs the contract and makes one small sacrifice. In return, her entire family stays safe. Forever. We never contact them again. They live long, happy lives. "Don't listen to him, Maya," Father Benedict said. "Once you sign, your soul belongs to the benefactor. You'll become just like them. Empty. Evil. But alive," Clement said. "And your family will be alive too. Isn't that worth it? Isn't your sister's life worth more than your soul?" Maya looked at the Bible in her hands. Then at the screen showing her sleeping father. Then at Clement's cold face. "I need to know something first," she said quietly. "What? What happened to Vanessa? The real Vanessa? My friend. Is she still in there somewhere?" Clement smiled. "What do you think?" And Maya knew. Her friend was gone. Vanessa had sacrificed her conscience and her guilt, and without those things, she wasn't really human anymore. She was just something wearing Vanessa's face. "I'll sign," Maya said. "But I have conditions," she continued. Clement raised an eyebrow. "You think you can negotiate? You said everything must be willing. That means I can set terms. If you want my signature, you'll agree to my conditions." For the first time that night, Clement looked interested. I'm listening. Maya stood up straight and looked Clement in the eyes. Her hands were still shaking, but her voice was steady. First condition, you have to tell me the benefactor's true name. Clement laughed. Do you know what happens when someone knows a demon's true name? They can control it, command it, even bind it. Why would I give you that power? Because I'm offering you my complete and willing service. Most people you force to sign end up fighting you. But I'll serve willingly. That makes my soul more valuable. Celeste looked at Clement. She's right. A fully educated, willing soul is worth 10 forced ones. Clement studied Maya's face. Your other conditions? Second, you free the 12 people in the basement. Third, my family never gets contacted. Put it in writing in the contract. Father Benedict's voice came from the laptop. Maya, please don't do this. There has to be another way. Can you protect my family 24 hours a day? From people with demon powers? Maya asked. The priest was quiet. Clement nodded. Fine. I'll tell you the benefactor's true name. I'll free the 12. Your family is protected. But you sacrifice your ability to feel love. All of it. That's the price. Maya felt tears running down her face. I agree. She cut her palm and signed her name in blood, Maya Bello. The moment she finished, the room went cold. The candles turned blue. The contract turned completely black. You belong to the benefactor now, Clement said. Your sacrifice activates when you free the 12 yourself. He leaned close. And here's the beautiful part, we were never going to hurt your family. The rules don't allow it. You traded your humanity for nothing. Maya smiled. Actually, I knew. Clement's face went pale. What? Father Benedict told me the rules. I didn't sacrifice my soul to save my family. I did it to get the benefactor's true name. Clement, what's the benefactor's true name? The contract forced him to answer. His mouth moved against his will, and a word came out, not in any human language. It sounded like rocks grinding and metal screaming. The moment Maya heard it, knowledge flooded her mind. How the benefactor worked. How it could be controlled. How it could be destroyed. What have you done? Clement whispered. Maya spoke the true name aloud. The power hit the room like a wave. Clement fell to his knees. So did Celeste and the guards. Tell us everything, Maya commanded. Every branch. Every victim. Every name. Clement couldn't stop himself. Names poured from his mouth. Addresses. Crimes. Everything. Father Benedict recorded it all. You still lose your ability to love when you free them, Clement said with hatred in his eyes. I know, Maya said quietly. But I'll lose it saving people who actually need saving. She walked down to the basement. The 12 people were still chained to the walls, awake now and watching her. Maya spoke the benefactor's true name. I command you to release these 12 souls. Break their chains. Set them free. The demon's voice roared from the pit. If I release them, who will feed me? I will. I signed the contract. But these 12 are free. The chains broke. All 12 at once. As the last person climbed the stairs to freedom, Maya felt something break inside her chest. It didn't hurt, that was the worst part. She thought about her sister, and her mind remembered loving her, but her heart felt empty. The love was gone. All of it. She climbed back upstairs. Father Benedict was crying on the laptop screen. I'm sorry, my daughter. Don't be. I made my choice. Her voice sounded flat. Empty. You have the information. Start shutting down the other branches. She turned to Clement, still frozen on the floor. I command you to close this mansion. Free everyone here. Then turn yourselves into Father Benedict. Confess everything. Outside, sirens wailed. Police were coming. Maya walked through the mansion one last time. Vanessa found her in the hallway. Maya? What happened? I saved you. The contracts are broken. You're free. What about you? What did you sacrifice? Everything, Maya said simply. She walked out and got into the black car. She drove away as police surrounded the mansion. In her pocket was a list of names. Other organizations. Other demons. She had 1 year before the benefactor consumed her completely. 1 year to destroy them all. Maya looked at herself in the rearview mirror. Her eyes were colder now. Harder. The girl who came to that party was gone. What drove into the darkness was something new. Something that belonged to a demon but knew its true name. Something that had traded its humanity for power. And now that power would burn down every evil organization in the country. Maya drove into the night, and the darkness drove with her. Because she was part of it now. Forever. 3 months passed. Maya sat in a small apartment she had rented in a different part of Lagos. The walls were bare except for one thing, a large map of Nigeria with red pins stuck in different locations. Each pin marked a place where people were serving demons. Each pin was a target. She had destroyed 5 organizations so far, freed people, sent 37 people to prison. And she had done it all without feeling a single thing. Her phone rang. It was Father Benedict. "Maya, how are you?" "I'm fine," she said. But fine was a lie. She wasn't fine. She wasn't anything. She was just empty. "I have information on another location. Abuja. A businessman named Chief Bello is running the same kind of operation Clement had. Maybe bigger. Send me the address." "Maya, you need to rest. You've been doing this non-stop for 3 months. Your body needs." "My body is fine. Send the address." There was silence on the other end. Then Father Benedict said quietly, "Your sister came to see me yesterday." Maya's hand tightened on the phone. What did she want? She wanted to know where you are. She says you haven't called home in 3 months. Your father is worried. He thinks something happened to you. Tell them I'm fine. Tell them I'm traveling for work. Maya, they love you. They deserve to know. They deserve to be safe. That's all that matters. Did you send the address? She heard him sigh. Yes. It's in your email. But Maya, please be careful. Chief Bello is dangerous. He's been doing this for over 20 years. He's more powerful than Clement was. Good. The more powerful they are, the more people I can save when I bring them down. She hung up before he could say anything else. Maya opened her laptop and read the file Father Benedict had sent. Chief Bello. 63 years old. Owned 3 banks, 2 oil companies, and had connections in the government. He had been serving the same demon for decades. Hundreds of people had signed contracts with him. Maybe thousands. She studied his photo. He looked like a normal rich man. Expensive clothes. Big smile. But she knew what was behind that smile. The same emptiness that was inside her now. That night, Maya did something she hadn't done in months. She called her sister. Sonia answered on the first ring. Maya. Oh my God, where have you been? We've been so worried. Maya opened her mouth to speak, but no words came out at first. She was looking at a photo of her sister on her phone. She knew she should feel something. Love. Warmth. Care. But there was nothing. Just empty space where those feelings used to be. I'm fine, she finally said. Just busy with work. Work? What work? You left both your jobs. Your landlord said you moved out. Maya, what's going on? I can't explain right now. But I need you to trust me. I'm okay. I'm safe. You don't sound okay. You sound different. Cold. Smart girl, Maya thought. She always was the smart one. Sonia, listen to me carefully. If anyone approaches you with an invitation to a special party or summit or anything that sounds too good to be true, don't go. Promise me. What? Maya, you're scaring me. Promise me. Okay, I promise. But please come home. Dad misses you. I miss you. Maya looked at the map on her wall. At all the red pins. At all the evil she still needed to destroy. I can't come home yet. But I will. Someday. When this is over. When what is over? I have to go. I love you. The words came out automatically, but they were empty. She remembered what love felt like, but she couldn't feel it anymore. It was like describing the color red to a blind person. She knew it existed, but she couldn't experience it. I love you too, Zainab said. Please be safe. Maya hung up and stared at her phone for a long time. Then she packed her bag. Tomorrow she would go to Abuja. Tomorrow she would face Chief Bello. Tomorrow she would save more people. And every day, the benefactor inside her grew stronger. She could feel it. A darkness spreading through her soul like ink in water. Father Benedict said she had maybe a year before it consumed her completely. 3 months gone. 9 months left. She had to work faster. That night, Maya couldn't sleep. She lay in bed staring at the ceiling. Her mind was active but her heart was dead. She kept thinking about the moment she had freed those 12 people in the basement. The moment everything inside her had broken. Sometimes she wondered if she had made the right choice. But then she would remember the faces of the people she had saved. The contracts she had burned. The demons she had bound using their true names. She had learned so much in 3 months. Father Benedict had given her old books. Ancient books about demons and how they worked. She studied them every night. She learned their languages. Their rules. Their weaknesses. She was becoming something new. Something that had never existed before. A human who belonged to a demon but knew how to control it. The benefactor spoke to her sometimes. In her dreams. In quiet moments. You cannot run from me, it would say. I am inside you now. Growing. Soon you will be mine completely. Not yet, Maya would answer. I still have work to do. You think you are saving people. But you are just delaying the inevitable. You will become like Clement. Like Celeste. Empty. Evil. Hungry. Maybe. But until that day comes, I'm going to destroy every organization like yours that I can find. The demon would laugh. A sound like breaking glass. Then work quickly, go. Your time is running out. 6 months had passed since the night at the mansion. After digging through files, testimonies, and the records she forced out of Clement, Maya finally uncovered the truth about Chief John. He wasn't just another wealthy businessman using demons for power, he had built an entire church around his operations. A ministry that looked holy on the outside but was nothing more than a perfect cover for the rituals, contracts, and souls he collected behind the scenes. People trusted him. People and believed his wealth came from God. A church in front, darkness in the back. Maya stood outside his church in Abuja. Inside, Chief John was having a special service. A recruitment service. 50 new people were about to be invited to sign contracts with the demon he served. She walked through the front door. Nobody stopped her. She looked like just another young woman coming to church. Chief John was on the stage, preaching. He was talking about blessings and breakthroughs and divine favor. But Maya could see what was really happening. She could see the demon standing behind him, feeding off the hope of all these desperate people. She walked down the center aisle. People turned to look at her. She was wearing all black. Her eyes were cold. She looked like death walking. Chief John stopped preaching when he saw her. "Young lady, can I help you?" he asked, smiling. But his eyes were afraid. He knew what she was. Maya stepped onto the stage and stood next to him. She looked out at the crowd. Hundreds of people. All of them desperate. All of them hoping for a miracle. "My name is Maya," she said. "6 months ago, I went to a party like the one you're planning after this service. A party where they promised me money and success and everything I ever wanted. All I had to do was sign a contract." Chief John tried to grab her arm. "Security. Get her out of here." But Maya spoke the demon's true name, the one Chief John served. He froze. He couldn't move. "I signed that contract," Maya continued. "And I lost everything that made me human. But I learned how these demons work. And I learned how to stop them." She held up a folder. "This has everything. Every person Chief John has trapped. Every contract he's made. Every crime he's committed. And I'm giving it to the police right after this service." People murmured in fear and confusion. "If anyone here has already signed a contract," Maya said, "come see me after. I know how to break the bindings. I know the true names." She turned back to Chief John. "You're finished. And every other one like you will be finished too." Chief John finally managed to speak. "You're just one person. You can't stop all of us." "Maybe not. But I'll stop as many as I can before my time runs out." She walked out of the church. Police cars were already waiting. Father Benedict had called them. Chief John would be arrested within the hour. Maya got into her car and looked at her map full of red pins, targets. Her phone buzzed with a message. Stop now or we'll kill everyone you love. Maya deleted it. They couldn't kill her family. And even if they could, she wouldn't feel it anymore. She started the car and drove to the next city. 3 months left before the benefactor consumed her completely. 3 months to save as many people as she could. The road ahead was dark. But Maya drove into it without fear. Because she had already lost everything worth losing. And she was going to make that loss count. Dear viewers, what lessons did you take away from this dramatic tale? Would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed the story, please like and give us a thumbs up. Share it with friends and hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss out on our latest updates. Thanks for watching and stay blessed.